because he comes on the show with us all the time. He loves to give us some of his favorite NBA props, and he's got parlays that he loves to give out. We've got a Mr. Dreamy One. That's where you can find him on X. What's up, Dream?
Everything is going well. How are you?
I am great. I'm excited to have you on. And again, public apologies to me because, to you from me, because Dream was supposed to come on last week while I was in Aruba. And then I double booked the show. So I apologize for keeping Mr. Dreamy One away from all of you guys. But we've got some really good NBA action tonight. Before we get into your parlays of the night, how has the NBA been treating you?
It's been a great season so far. Last couple days, not the best, but so far in the season, it's early, but we're up about 18 units. Been fortunate to hit a few super long shots, and it's been a great season. So I'm just gonna try and keep it up. Gonna try and keep it up and keep trying to find some edges.
Let's find some edges for tonight. I know that the chat will probably have some questions as well, like Mark asking, because I was going to ask you about LeBron. Do you think LeBron under 10 points hits at least once this year?
It could, but I saw a number at plus 1,500. I don't personally think it's worth that because if he does, he may do it once or twice. He still has the double-digit scoring streak going, and we know LeBron is, he likes his stats. So, only way LeBron doesn't score 10 points in the game is if he leaves with injury. So
yeah, which I assume at that point people would then be getting their like injury money back specials that they like to give out for people. LeBron is back though. The Lakers, they get a big win last night. How much does LeBron scare you when it's on and off the floor, just for betting Lakers games in general, now that he's back, because there's so much uncertainty?
Yeah, well, he looked okay last night. It was a pretty good opponent to start with in the Jazz. So, nice opponent to start with. But he looked good last night. And personally, I'm a Laker fan. So, I'm interested.
That's why you and Hakeem are friends.
But yeah, I'm interested to see how it works. I think LeBron, the good thing about LeBron, he can be a Swiss Army knife. So as long as he's ready to just give the keys to Luka, which I think he is, as long as he's ready to do that, and let Austin Reeves continue to flourish because he's playing amazing this season and just kind of. It sounds crazy because some people think he's the GOAT, but just get in where you fit in. You're like,
40. But you think that Austin Reeves will continue if Luka and LeBron are on the floor?
What did he have last night? Like 20 something, 24?
I think that was one game back though. It's scary me now.
Yeah, it's tough to say. First of all, I don't think it's tough for him to continue to average like 25 or 27, whatever he's averaging. I think that he's still good for 20 a game though. I think there's a universe where he can average 20 and LeBron can average 20 while Luka does what he does. I do think that because just the usage and the way they're going to be playing, I think you're going to see a lot of Luka. Like they're going to be staggered. So Luka's going to be the main thing, but you're going to have some lineups led with Austin Reeves, some lineups led with LeBron, and I think that'll give Austin Reeves continued opportunity to flourish. But I mean, again, like I'm a Laker fan, and we got to make sure Austin Reeves continues to blossom. Man, we can't. I love LeBron, but he's 40 something. We got to bring his usage down and keep letting the other guys flourish, in my opinion. So yeah, I think it's possible. I think LeBron can have like a 18 8-8 season, or even a 21 8-8 season, and be just fine.
Yeah, listen, when pitchers have to learn how to throw different pitches in baseball because they get old, LeBron's got to learn to be more of a team player now that he's old. So we'll see if he could actually do it. I'm just kidding. But anyway, Mr. Dreamy One, we've got your first 2-pick parlay of the night. Drew Eubanks to go 8+ points and Russell Westbrook 4+ assists. You get two of these together for -130. How come you like these?
Yeah, pretty juicy play. Not too bad for a prop, but overall juicy play. Absolutely love it though. So Drew Eubanks this season, when he plays the last two, he's played 3 games this season without Sabonis, and the last 2 games he scored. Let me pull up the stats just to make sure. I want to say double digits in both, but I just want to double check here. Yeah, he scored 12 and 6. You have Russell Westbrook, who famously is a stat padding king, and he likes to make his centers look like all-star centers, just if only for a night. So whether Drew Eubanks starts in the role of Sabonis or not, I still think he's going to get usage. He's got a nice little floater. He's not the best on the free throw line, but he'll most likely get there once or twice tonight with Russell Westbrook feeding him the ball, trying to get his furious triple-double, because he won't have much time because this will probably be a blowout. I think Drew Eubanks can have 4 or 6 points in the first half and cover this rather easily, and I think his points are latterable. Now, he's a big man. He's not going to shoot threes. So if I can bring his 8 points down and put it with Russell Westbrook to get 4 assists, something that you would think is the lowest of baselines for Russ, especially, again, without Sabonis, and he'll be starting, then I'll take that as a nice parlay piece just to bring the juice down. But I couldn't talk you off Drew Eubanks 9 points. We got his ladder. We played his 15 at plus 630 for 0.15 units. I think it was like plus 630, plus 660. And again, it's just going to be a lot of floaters, a lot of putbacks off of misses. And I think 8 points is generally a steal. So we'll take Drew Eubanks, who's the backup center on the Sacramento Kings for what it's worth. But again, he should be starting, if not playing, about 20 to 27 minutes. So love it.
Take advantage of it while you can until Sabonis ends up coming back from that knee injury. I love taking advantage of some of these injuries for sure, especially early in the season in the NBA. Hope everyone can see this because I can't, because I'm blind, but I made this graphic. We've got a 4-pick parlay from Dream at just over 5-1. You've got action in this Hornets-Pacers game. The Pacers' second worst offense in the NBA so far this year. Rockets-Cavs should be a nice defensive battle, and the Kings and the Thunder for the third time already in the season going head-to-head. How come this is your 4-leg parlay?
All right, so I've already spoke on Drew Eubanks, so we'll move on from him and we'll go to Reed Shepherd. Reed is playing really good basketball as of late. You can get his point prop at 12 right now. Jabari Smith Jr. I'm not sure if Jabari's been ruled out or not, but he's trending.
I thought it was questionable.
Yeah, he's questionable. I'm not sure if he's been ruled out or not. Regardless, not the best matchup on paper, as Cleveland gives up the least amount of points to point guards this season, but he's the 6th man, and the usage is going to be out of control, in my opinion. Well, not out of control, but the usage is going to be almost as high as you'll get from him this season, just because there's going to be no Tari Eason, maybe no Jabari Smith Jr., obviously no Fred VanVleet. He's been out the majority of the season. So I think he'll have really good usage. I think that'll be able to offset the fact that the Cavs tend to defend point guards really well. Overall, he's covered this line 6 straight games with a high of 21. And of his last 10, he's covered it 8 out of his last 10 games. He's gotten 12 points. Really good shooter, shooting almost 50% on the season from 3. And this whole, the Cavs being so great defending point guards could be a little overrated, could be a little skewed. Ryan Rollins just had 24 points against him. He's a point guard. Now, Giannis did go out. Ja Morant left early, so he only had 7. Emmanuel Quickley and Davion Mitchell each had 25 and 16 back-to-back. Then Davion had 11 before that. Josh Giddey had 15, Tyrese Maxey 27, Nickeil Alexander 16. So while they may defend the point guard well, it's not like we need 23 points. We just need 12. So I think Reed Shepherd can get there rather easily. He'll generally hit 1 to 3 threes. Great free throw shooter and has a nice little mid-range game. So big fan of Reed Shepherd tonight. Think he can impact the game. And last but not least, a little risky, but I love these young centers for the Hornets. Moussa Diabate, if not the best.
I've been shocked. I was looking at it today. The Hornets have allowed the 2nd least rebounds per game in the league.
Oh, man. And first off, see, Moussa, he's an offensive rebounding monster. He may get 3 offensive rebounds, 4 offensive rebounds in his 22, 23 minutes of play tonight, let alone a few defensive rebounds. Also, he closes the game. So if for some reason this is a blowout and starter sit, he's going to be on the floor toward the end of the game. How do I know? Because I've cashed a few double-doubles with him, getting it super late in the game when the game was out of reach. As far as Ryan, the starting center, it's the same thing. They're on a split time. I can't think of the proper phrase, but both of basically they're splitting time like you would see a running back duel in the NFL split carries.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan plays a bit more minutes. He's playing about in his last 3 games. He's playing about 27 minutes per game. He's got 6 rebounds in 3 straight. Um, just recently had his first kid, and he's been playing well since he's gotten back. Musa again, Musa's stats are a little. One is a little swayed because he played 43 minutes, but his last 3 games, 20 minutes, 24 minutes, and 23 minutes, 7, 11, and 13 rebounds. That's for Musa off the bench. And again, Ryan, his last 3 games, 28, 26, and 27 minutes, 10, 7, and 9 off of the bench. You can always be fearsome of LaMelo Ball, stealing rebounds, trying to chase a triple double. Khan Knipple is a monster. He's a pretty good rebounder for a guard, so you can be wary of him grabbing a few rebounds. And Miles Bridges always can get you 7 or 8 rebounds. But with that being said, I think this is an amazing baseline for each of these players. You see this prop is on DraftKings, or this lay is on DraftKings, which happens to have like a first half injury insurance. So, I think it's as safe as safe can get.
No, I listen, I love that you give out these parlays, and you tend to take advantage of buying down a little bit, and you're okay with eating some of that juice just to almost, you feel, guarantee yourself a better shot.
Yes, and especially when you're dealing with bench players. So like Reed Shepard is 12 points like minus 125, you can get the 13 at plus 103. If he was a starter and I like the angle, I'd probably be more willing to lay it. The same with Eubanks. If I didn't think he was in a timeshare tonight with Precious Achua, I mean, honestly, I would lay tonight. But if I can get 8 points and 4 rebounds, sometimes it's the deal. But oftentimes, obviously, we know these lines are sharp in Vegas. Anything can happen. Foul trouble, coaches being weird with lineups, anything can happen. So sometimes you just want to get yourself a little more insurance, especially if you're dealing with a player that's not going to be top 4 in usage most nights, when you just think you're getting a value on a bench player or replacement type player. So that's why I don't mind it.
Well, we've got injuries galore in the NBA, Darius Garland being one of them for the Cleveland Cavaliers. The point guard out with a toe injury. We haven't seen him since we saw him on November 10th on Monday, but he's only played 3 games. How do we take advantage of the Cavs with no Darius Garland in a tough matchup with Houston?
I'm not sure where Lonzo Ball's RA is. At last check, it was 7.5, and I think that's where you want to attack. His last 3 games, he's played 20, 22, and 23 minutes, 10, 12, and 10 rebounds and assists. If you want to add his PRA, I couldn't talk you off, but we know Lonzo's going to get most of his points from 3. So to me, you're basically just betting on him to make threes. But we know what Lonzo Ball is. He's like a Josh Giddey type player. And he's probably going to get, again, between 20 to 25 minutes. So that's the first place I will look. And the second place is just got to be Donovan Mitchell. Oh, my goodness. I can take a look really quick. I don't know how many
30-point Mitchell, by the way, I did the math today. In the games without Darius Garland, averaging just over 30 points a game in his last 10 games without Garland, has gone over his points prop 8 of the 10 times without Garland.
And Houston does defend guards well, but again,
right.
Sometimes you just got to be wary of these matchups because it's about who they're going against. We're not necessarily talking about, one of the best point guards or lead guards in the game when you're putting that average and you're taking that average into account. So, yes, Donovan Mitchell would definitely be, if I wanted to bet on the guy and feel comfortable with, it would be Donovan Mitchell starting and then Lonzo Ball off the bench or kind of in a complementary role with his RA.
That's the ESPN game, 7 p.m. Eastern. The next ESPN game, 9:30 p.m. Eastern. You have to think it's on ESPN. Jalen Brunson's day-to-day. He participated in shoot-around. How are we approaching the Knicks tonight against the Mavs?
Man, it's going to be tough. Jalen Brunson, I think you're going to get good value on him, especially because OG Anunoby is out. But it's always tough for me to bet on a player their first game back unless I think that you're gonna get an amazing value on the line. You're not getting any sort of discount on Brunson. So I like him tonight. I think he can have a big game, and that's where I would probably look first. And then maybe Karl-Anthony Towns. Gafford's there. He's not gonna want to jump out at Karl-Anthony Towns from the 3. And Derek Lively's back, but he's probably going to be super limited minutes wise. So I would look toward the stars. Maybe look toward a Jordan Clarkson point or three prop off of the bench. And on the Dallas side, if Cooper Flag is going to sit, PJ Washington, I'm not sure. I know they got a couple of guys questionable. It's the NBA. You never know until 20 minutes before the game who's going to play. But Najee Marshall generally plays really well when he gets elevated minutes, maybe his points, post rebounds, PRA, something like that.
We love to hear the Mr. Dreamy takes on all these injuries that we could take advantage of in the NBA. He's got his parlays up and ready to go. You can find him at Mr. What is the underscore? Is Mr.
Underscore Dreamy One.
Underscore Dreamy One, right? Mr.
Yeah.
Underscore Dreamy One. I'm like, where is the underscore in your X name? Mr.
Yes, I don't know if I've ever told you or the audience how I got the nickname.
No.
Yeah, it's a pretty funny story. So in high school, in order to graduate from my high school, we had to do 100 hours of community service as a senior. We did in like middle schools, elementary schools, and nursing homes. And one day my senior year, toward the end, we were finishing our customer service, our 100 hours of community service in a nursing home, and there was like an old lady who was like, "Oh, you're so dreamy. I think you should come to my room later and help me with my TV or something like that." And obviously, I was there with a couple of friends because we would go like in groups of 4 to 8 and help out on these certain floors. And that's how I got the name, because my friends would just bother me for like the rest of the year, like, "Oh, you're so dreamy, you're so dreamy." So it kind of stuck that way. And then, got into gaming. And well, I've always been into gaming, not anymore, but I used to always be into gaming. So I just like would make it my name, my gamer tag on Xbox, Mr. Dreamy One. And I would create wrestlers and call them Mr. Dream. So that's kind of how the nickname slipped. I'm not going around here.
So is the proper way to say it Mr. Dream or Mr. Dreamy?
I would say, well, okay, so my nickname is Dream, but that's short for Dreamy, because I don't want guys, no offense, calling me Dreamy. So I mean, it's just easier to call me Dream. But the handle on not YouTube, Twitter, X, Twitter, whatever, the handle is Mr. Dreamy One, just because when I was making a Twitter account,
someone else is called Mr. Dreamy, aren't they?
Or yeah, Mr. Dreamy, Dream, Mr. Dream, like all those names were taken when I got on Twitter, so I kind of had to go to the Mr. Dreamy One. That's all.
It is amazing that I got on X Twitter in 2008, 2009. I was able to get Ariel Epstein. I was the first Ariel Epstein to try to be on X.
That's crazy, because wow, yeah, and I couldn't even get
I couldn't even get Prop Queen. I had to do Prop Queen Sports. Someone took Prop Queen. It was like a yoga instructor that sells props for yoga.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's hard out there. It's hard to get your name, but you've got the name, because not only are you dreamy, your picks are dreamy, the parlays are dreamy. Mr. Underscore Dreamy One is where you can find him on X. Dream, thanks as always for hopping on with us and giving us some winners. We appreciate it. We'll see you again soon.